Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of ModCraft. So I don't remember exactly where we were when last I recorded, but I've done a decent amount of stuff since then. Um, and I'll show you some of it today, but the big thing we're going to do today is set up our cactus farm. I actually got halfway ready to um, start pumping out oil and making a refinery, and then realized that I didn't have the cactus farm set up, so I had no way to make pipe sealant. So kind of shifted gears and set up. Well, I've set up the framework for our cactus farm, and today we're going to fully build it out and just kind of show you the general design that I made and give you a brief little tour of some of the other stuff that I've done before we do that. So first thing you can notice here is I got really sick and tired of running down that, swim across, up this side, so I built a little bridge, and that has been immensely helpful. If you recall, over there is our oil well. This is one of the Journeymap mods functions that has little waypoints here. Um, Waypoint on the home, which might have been there. I think both those were there last episode. But then we also have the backdoor location over here, which I will show you really briefly. We also have a little wheat farm over here, making some food, which I need to make better. And that right there is the mine that I've set up. I'll show you that real quick, but we're going to see that a bit more on another episode where we're setting up some sort of item piping, I guess you could say. And then over there, that door is where our cactus farm is going to be. But I just realized that I don't have the pipes that I need. There we go. We're going to need an obsidian pipe as well. The void one destroys items. Like right here, I set up a little trash. It's just a pipe that sucks up items, and then a pipe that destroys items. So like that piece of cobble has just got destroyed. So I throw lots of stacks of cobble in there because I've got all of this, and I really don't need any more. But got transport pipe and the obsidian pipe. So but yeah, so this right here, this is my hallway that I made over to the back door. And if we run down here, first of all, we kind of accidentally got this nice little window out into this area, so we might have to end up doing something out here at some point. But I thought that was neat. Haven't quite come around and polished this area off or anything. But the primary function of this was because, oops, back here brings us out to this little area, which is where we're going to build our refinery, because it is really close to the oil well, or really as close as I could reasonably get to the oil well without just like building a building over here by the well. And I think I'm going to build that refinery out of brick. I see the refinery as almost being kind of like a utility building or a power plant, and I kind of want to do like the old style warehouse look on it. And over here, I kind of framed the oil well up. I think it looks neat. And then up top here, we'll just toss a pump on with like a redstone engine, and that'll pump our fuel over there via some pipes, which I think I'm actually going to run the pipes under the ground. Just 'cause I think it'd be neat to have them kind of disappear over here and then kind of reappear when they're crossing the body of water and then come up out of the ground up here. So it's more work than it needs to be, but I think it'll turn out nice. But now that we've given the little grand tour, we can run back over to the front of the base and do what I said from the beginning the plan was to do, which is build out the cactus farm. And oh yeah, also I've sort of figured out kind of why the other videos were chopping. Something to do with running in full screen versus running in windowed mode. Like if you notice right now, you can see there's a like a window. You can see the window. We're not in full screen mode. And I could not figure it out. Whenever I ran in full screen, it chopped. When I brought it back to window mode, it didn't. So we're just going to record in windowed mode. But yeah, so I just sort of framed this up so there was a fun little entrance. I know I shouldn't have done my steps this way. It takes twice as long to get to the bottom of the mine as it should. But I think it looks nice, so oh well. But, so I decided to put this over here. The general idea is going to be that like maybe right here or over here, for now there'll be a chest that all of the collected cactus comes up and is put in. Also, this water is just temporary because I need water for the farm. But the idea is that this is like sort of the maintenance door to hide the plumbing, because I didn't want some like towerist building sitting out here. I'm not sure if towerist is a word. Towering building. But anyways, so this is a multi. What the hell is this hole for? It's only supposed to be one hole per floor, and as you can see, it goes all the way down, and I have 4 levels to the Cactus Farm currently. So we're actually going to start our construction at the bottom, and as we get cactus, then we'll build out the upper levels, and we should have enough cactus for 2 levels right now. So you see we go down, keep passing levels, and actually the reason why I left this bit open, we will need to put some glass, because otherwise we'll get cactus popping over here and not staying where they're supposed to be, which is falling into the water. And actually, there's a lip here. We'll see how that works. I might actually have to use full pieces of glass, which sucks because I made a bunch of glass panes. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that like that for now. And I don't know, maybe we'll test it out and see how it works. But the first thing we need to do is run the piping, because the piping is going in the floor. And so if we don't do that first, then we have this big hole to contend with, which is annoying. So the general idea is, as you've probably seen Cactus Farms, put water in the side. We'll put signs up top signs with a block, and it'll bust the cactus when it grows. Drop in the water, water flows it over to the Obsidian Pipe, which sucks it up and transports it through these pipes out to the surface. Oh man, I should have made some gold transport pipes. The gold ones speed up the items, and items move really slow whenever they're not sped up. But for the time being, we're just gonna hide this, because I guess it doesn't really matter how quickly the cactus gets up there. I mean, this is just gonna be a passive farm. It's not like I'm gonna be sitting here watching it, so. We'll just pipe this all the way up to the top. Hope I've got enough pipe. I didn't even like calculate or even particularly think about how much it was going to take, but it looks like it's good enough for the moment. And that's not going to work out. Well, we'll figure this end out once we do the rest of it. Alright, so let's see, that's not super effective. Alright, so sometimes you can fall a lot while doing this. It's a lot of hopping around. But the general idea, you need a solid block because obviously the sand will fall. I'm just using cobble because I'm boring. Cobble's cheap. Oh, that was fail. I've got a lot of it, etc. Huh. Well, it is the correct height. It just is going to be a bit of a pain, it looks like. I think it's the correct height. I'd be really pissed if I did that wrong, but I don't think I did. So we put that there. Well, we should probably first place that block. So this block is there so that way the cactus breaks. And we just put a sign on each side. So, because the cactus will break if anything is next to it. Next to the block, that is. So, as the cactus grows over time, grows and it goes up next to the sign, it breaks, yada yada. We've been over the other part. Alright, so we got the signs up there. Now, this isn't too bad of a system. I just need to get my dirt back. The other thing we'll need to do is figure out lighting, because obviously with water flowing there, those torches are not going to be able to stay on the ground. Probably do it on the walls, possibly on some of these blocks. We just don't really want mobs to be spawning in here. It wouldn't really be the end of the world, because I don't need to come in here at all, but it would just be kind of annoying. All right. Excellent. So, yeah, there we go. Thought I had a block around here somewhere. All right, so let's de-torch the place. Oh, the pipe just sucked one up, so I'm going to have a torch ejected up on the top floor. Unless it despawns before I get to it, which, whatever. All right, so we are in desperate need of light, or else we're going to have some baddies spawning. Just make sure the place is nice and bright. Good. Okay, now for the fun part on this level. So I'll start with the back corners. So if you'll notice, that runs directly to there and directly to here. So it's perfectly flowing. I thought about making a water source closer to each of the levels, but that just didn't seem like a reasonable use of my time. And I thought about making 4 buckets so I could just do 1 fill per level, but you know, if this is too monotonous and boring, I don't think it'll take all that long, but I can always speed this up or cut it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm actually really happy with this design just being like completely in the ground. I think, well, I might have to rerun this pipe if I decide to do this idea, but I was thinking do the Cactus Farm here, and then next, like in another section just over that way, do a wheat farm, like sort of an auto wheat farm with, not necessarily auto, but with like a water source that's held back by some pistons, so then at whatever interval I can come in and just kind of hit a switch and it'll harvest the whole field, and then that'll get auto collected with a similar pipe setup. And then, but instead of just depositing it, there was my torch. Instead of just depositing the wheat into a chest, it would take it to an auto crafting table, which would craft it into bread, and then the seeds would get split out and go to a different chest so they could be replanted. So still kind of manual, but not too bad. So if we toss that in there, kind of like a cactus would be, pops in, and eventually it goes up here. But it's going to take a little while. Probably shouldn't have thrown away my my dirt, since I've been actually legitimately using it in 4 pieces. Would have meant that I could have each of these set up, but oh well. I think I've made entirely too many signs, but prefer to have too many than too few. I've done similar Cactus Farm setups like this in the past as well. They work really nicely once you get, like, you know, 4 levels of the farm going. Like, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but as long as you're relatively close to to it so that it doesn't like what's the word? So as long as the trunk is loaded, so that the cacti are growing and whatnot, um, then it's pretty efficient, at least as far as I could tell. There are probably better ways to do it. This is just the one that I've always used. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do real, like actual square blocks of glass because I am not convinced. I think that, or rather, I'm not convinced. I think that the panes are gonna leave too much, too much space, which is gonna cause issues. Why did I put the sand away? Oh, forgot that part. Jeez, I'm just having all kinds of trouble. I should take some of these tools off the hotbar that I'm not using. Alright, so we still have 2 cacti left, but we're going to hold off. We're not going to plant just like 2 of one of the floors. That'd be kind of silly. We're going to wait until we've got enough for the entire floor, so 16. I haven't heard any cacti popping off down there yet, but I'd imagine before too awful long they will be. Oh. I had all the corners cut out when I was digging this pit out, because I would dig it down one floor at a time, and then I'd come down through the middle hole and have the floors open, so I knew when I could validate that I was in the corner. I guess I forgot to cover that one up. All right. Now we just need to water this bad boy up, and it'll be good to go. Oh look, there's that dirt block that I tossed up. Yeah, out here is also kind of dangerous. Like, most of it's lit up, but it's definitely not entirely lit up. So I get mobs in my yard every now and then. Got to figure out how I want to resolve that issue in the future. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. I've actually been doing a pretty decent amount of strip mining while, or not strip mining, branch mining while just like watch Netflix and branch mine. It's like the nerd version of Netflix and chill. Kind of makes me sad that I just said that. I don't know about the whole Netflix and chill thing. It seems weird. Yeah, this water is a bit tedious. Almost there. Final bucket. Then we'll just have to figure out how we want to run this pipe for real. Alright, there we are. So, items that go in here will then fall through that hole all the way down to the pipe and then get sucked up here. Alright, so I kind of like the idea of it running along the top. I don't know, I like to see the pipes, it's cool. I feel like I should move this over and put the chest right here. There we go. And of course I don't have a chest or any wood. So I have a crafting table right in there. I could have built it if I have some wood. But got plenty of wood over here, so make it a double chest just for good measure. Sleep so we don't get mobbed. Oh, damn it. Oh yeah, and I want to get some regular glass, even though I used up a whole damn stack of it making those panes. But I guess at some point we'll probably use some glass panes, maybe, somewhere. I don't know. Alright, so let's see. I kind of think it would be good to put it right here. The pipe, that is. So if we take that and put the chest there, so that's all connected up. Then it'll just be a matter of getting to that in here. Which is not a big deal. I did say I like to see the stuff, though. That is true. Alright, let's do it this way. Should probably stop using that one. I found a decent amount of diamonds in my mining, but I don't know. I still don't use the diamond pickaxe for everything. It's ingrained in my head to save it for things that need it. So we'll take it along here and do that. Perfect. And just kind of do like that. Nice. I don't see any cactus yet. You guys better be growing down here. Well, hate to waste the glass panes, but alright, so oops. And just for good measure, I'll leave this here in case we need to get in there for some reason. I don't know, it seemed like it'd be fun to have a little viewing area. Oh, I just heard a cactus. I don't know if that was... Oh, look, there's a piece. Now it got sucked up. Nice. This is going to take it quite a while to get over here because I didn't put any gold pipes in, but... Oop. Damn torch getting in the way. And I'm going to hold off putting any glass up here yet. It's just easier to work on it when there's nothing in the way. So, now we have our cactus farm working, even though it hasn't made anything yet. And but it will. It will. It just needs time. Let's see. I don't know what we're going to do next. I do want to run like a item collection sort of system down there where I can just send... Actually, you know what we're going to do? I don't think I have a trash set up down at the quarry yet. I'll show you my mine. It's not a quarry, it's a mine. Because in Buildcraft there is actually a quarry item. Yeah, you can see right here I had like everything all set up to do my oil pumping. And then I was like, oh yeah, I need some pipes to actually get it over to the tanks. Oh wait, I don't have any cactus. I'm an idiot. But yeah, so that's all we need right there to make ourselves a trash system. And now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if maybe I did actually make a trash system down here. It's gonna be silly if I did and I just forgot. Every time I come down here, I kick myself for making these stairs with slabs like this. Because it just takes a long time. Because of course, I wanted my branch mine to be efficient. Got ourselves a little, the hell these things are called? Ravine. There we go. I want my mine to be efficient and like getting me good stuff, so I went all the way down to, 9 or 10, level 9 or 10 before I started it. And as you can see, I've got some, that one's not been started yet, but the rest of them, if you look at the map, they're like really long. They're extremely long branches. Like you thought it took a while to run to the back door, but these are, 3 times as long as that distance, at least. But back here on the other side of the steps is where my little setup is. Store crap and smelt. Usually I just smelt things that I need for making more pickaxes and stuff, so I don't have to go back up to the base proper. But cool, it looks like I didn't make a trash thing down here, so as good a time as any. Alright, so let's, kind of think it might be nice to put it in the wall a little bit. It's kind of cramped. I don't really want to put it over here. Might end up putting more chests, or I might actually expand this way to do more branch mining down that way. But if we stick our void pipe in the bottom, obsidian in the top, one of those, and a sign that says trash. Cool. So now we can just, boop. Actually, I really don't need any of it, or this stack of gravel. I don't need that gravel either. So, the most efficient way is just toss it out. And I'll keep that stack because I use it for stuff. Get rid of that dirt too. Oh yeah, I also have, I found this chain helmet with projectile protection that's almost completely used up. But it just happened to be on a mob that I killed, so I threw it on. I haven't quite bothered getting around to the armor and stuff yet. I really need to get power going, so that way I can use some of the machines. Let's see here, like, is it the crusher? No. Pulverizer. That's what it's called. The pulverizer, you build this bad boy, it'll crush your ores into two piles of ore dust, which you can then turn each of those into an ingot. So it essentially doubles your ore. But it takes quite a bit of resources, and it also needs power. So that means I need oil so that I can power it. So I've just been very conservative with trying to be conservative with making any ores into ingots, because I'm essentially cutting my yield in half by doing it without pulverizing them. So I think that is about gonna do it for this episode. Maybe not the most exciting one in the world. It'll be way more exciting once we get some power going. And then we can start setting up some of these cool machines, probably in the main base. This being the main base area over here. I do want to set up a better farm that can make more bread. Also need to get some livestock, like there's pigs and cows and all sorts of animals around. I just haven't bothered to go wrangle some of them into my base to like farm them. But I really should, because the bread is not an efficient way to stay fed. So yeah, I guess I'll end the episode where it began, looking out over my fields. And yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.